What's the kindest thing a stranger ever did for you without knowing your story? I was 17 when I found myself living out of a beat-up sedan, parked behind an abandoned strip mall 2 towns over. My mom had passed the year before, and my stepdad, never a fan of me, told me I had until graduation to figure it out. Graduation came, so did the eviction. Every morning I'd wash up in gas station bathrooms, then head to my part-time job at a bookstore cafe. My uniform stayed in the trunk, pressed between 2 pizza boxes. No one at work knew. I smiled, made lattes, gave book recommendations, and slept in the car once the lights went off. One rainy night, a woman came in with a soaked little girl who looked about 9. The girl had tears in her eyes and shoelaces dragging. Her mom looked exhausted. They ordered hot chocolate and sat near the fireplace section. The girl kept glancing at the cafe counter, eyes wide. I walked over and asked if she needed anything. "Where are the books with magic?" she asked. I pointed her to aisle 4B. She returned with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, placing it on the counter with 2 quarters and a nickel. "Is this enough?" she whispered. Her mom rushed over. "Sweetie, I told you we can't buy anything else right now." Something cracked in me. Maybe it was the way she looked at that book, like it was air. Maybe because I read it by flashlight the night after my mom died. I rang it up, swiped a gift card I'd gotten from a coworker as a Secret Santa gift, and handed her the receipt. "It's already paid for." She blinked. "You didn't have to do that." I shrugged. "It's just a book." The girl clutched it like treasure. "Thank you," she whispered. "I'm gonna read it all tonight." Her mom looked at me with quiet intensity. "I don't know your story, but thank you. I hope someone is this kind to you someday." I didn't expect to see them again. 6 months later, one of our regulars, a retired man named Mr. Eldridge, asked me, "So what's next for you?" I said, "Saving up, maybe community college." He nodded. "You ever think about applying to the university downtown?" I laughed. "Sure, once I find 10 grand lying around." The next week, he brought in a brochure. "At least take a look." I applied using the bookstore's Wi-Fi, a borrowed laptop, and wrote the most honest personal statement I could about grief, about sleeping in cars, and the power of small kindnesses. 2 months later, I got a call. Full ride. Tuition, books, housing, everything. I broke down in the stockroom next to a stack of romance novels. On orientation day, everyone had parents helping them move in. I had a duffel bag and a second-hand comforter. The RA handed me my key and class schedule in a folder. Inside was a white envelope. To me. A handwritten note read, "To the young man who paid for a little girl's magic book, you reminded me that the smallest acts of kindness can echo for miles. My daughter still sleeps with that book under her pillow. We were homeless that night. You didn't know. You just helped. I work in admissions. Welcome home. L." I reread it over and over. For the first time in a long while, I felt seen. That book is still on my shelf today, right next to a framed photo of my mom. I never found the woman again, but I carry her words with me. I hope someone is this kind to you someday. They were. And now, I try to be that person for someone else. Because stories aren't just made of words. They're made of people who decide to care.